Good morning, little bit of coffee. Today, boy, oh boy, do we got a show for you. Let me tell you, we're going to be talking about childhood dreams and what you actually became. Man, what a day in football. We got a lot to talk about in sports. We have a special guest, and we are going to pick her brain on domestic violence issues and how they could have been solved and handled before anything would have actually happened. It's that and so much more on today's show. But before we start, let's get the word of God upstairs. We're going to give him some praise. Welcome in. Shortcut, welcome in. Little Miss Smokey, bow your heads. Let's get some praise, and we're going to get the day started off right. Lord, thank you for today. Thank you for the show. Thank you for this opportunity to get on here and have fun with friends, just to get out there and have a blast and, just talk nonsense, but also talk real life issues. Hopefully today we can educate some people on certain things that is going on all over the world, literally every day that we talk that, it's rough, but lead us in as only you can. Let us have a wonderful show, protect us, guide us, and as always, let your work be done. We love you. In your name we pray. Amen.
Amen. Thank you.
I do apologize for interrupting in here, but our video has been interrupted by, we have no intro video anymore. So we're just going to play our song just for a moment then, I guess, aren't we?
Oh, what? Okay, well, fine. While we're playing the song, go ahead and get the groove on. But while we're doing that, we're also going to get some introductions in there.
Coffee time.
Get that song going, man.
Small folks, one average bro. Tune in now.
Don't know who I am. But we're going to get to me in a moment. First, on the top, on the right side, standing in at 4'9", thinking he's totally fine. Always giving it up for the dance floor. Make some noise for Shortcut. Next, sitting down below, now on the left, she is the pretty one of the show because she makes us all look a lot better. Always giving the love, giving it up for your one and only Little Miss Smokey.
Hey guys, good morning. Happy Monday.
And then,
guys ready to rock?
Of course, no.
Top of the morning.
Y'all got your introduction. It's my turn. You know who I am. I am the 4-foot nada, totally hotta, the hunk of a chunk, your favorite man, Turtle the Fertile, your host with the most. And this is a little bit of coffee. Happy Monday morning and welcome in, guys.
Welcome in.
How's everybody doing today? Tell me about what you got going on. What y'all been up to?
Planning for Halloween. We had some Halloween events this weekend, and it's starting to get cold up here in New England. I got my sweater.
It is chilly everywhere. I mean, in Indiana, yesterday, it was 80. Last night, it was 39. Right now, it is 40. And it is 7 a.m.
It's getting extremely cold.
Nonsense, y'all. Winter is about here, and fall done came and gone. For like in a week.
I feel like we don't have spring and fall. It's summer, winter. Done.
Well, over here in Gainesville, it's hot during the day and cold during the night. Like it's like, you got to pack a jacket and shorts at the same time.
Listen, Georgia boy, who's in 70-degree weather, looking at the ocean.
Yeah, I don't know. That's not ocean. It's Gainesville, Georgia, not Gainesville, Florida. I don't have the ocean. I have the lake. I have the murky lake.
I don't hear everybody. Colder down here because you being shorter. That doesn't roll for you, okay? That's for me and Smokey and all of us Northerners. You little Southern man down there in the daggone swamplands thinking that you know what cold is. I don't want to hear it. You know, sir. Nah. But back on topic.
I was born in the North. I remember the whole, 4 feet of snow. I mean, taller than me. And these people down here they get a little bit of snow. They get a little bit of snow and school gets canceled. Everything gets canceled. Everybody panics. Everybody freaks out. Man, it's crazy.
Being born from your mama does not mean that you were born in the North. Just because you were born above the snow.
I left when I was 6. They weren't, they weren't feeding me. I'm just playing. No, my family left like when I was 6 to Gainesville, Lawrenceville.
So. All right. So real quick, Ladies and gentlemen that are watching, I want to give you a quick heads up. We're doing something brand new. We tried it out last week. We're going to do it on all shows this week. After every show, we have what we're calling an encore. Just like you would go out to a concert, you'd see a hot band, and they'd come out at the end of their set and give you one last actual great song. Well, at the end of our show, when we go off air, we're going to do a 3 to 5 to 10 minute session with all of you that stick around and answer every single question that you have. So if you have a question and you throw it in the comments that does not get answered during the show, don't worry. We're not ignoring you. We're going to answer it at the end of the show. I promise you. So stick around because you're going to want to stay. That's when we get one-on-one with you and it gets really, really personal and deep. It's a lot of fun. But back to the topic at hand. Smokey, you mentioned it a moment ago that you were prepping for Halloween week. That puts me on today's topic. I love Halloween. We all love Halloween. And as a kid, during Halloween, you always dress up as what you want to be when you're going to be a grown-up. So as a kid, I wanted to be a Ninja Turtle. No lie. I wanted to be a ninja. I wanted to grow up and do martial arts and bounce off the walls and throw ninja stars and have the nunchucks and just go all out, you know? But dreams can be crushed. And those dreams, we'll get to that part later on in the show of what happens with the dreams. But this part, I want to know, what did you want to be and what did you actually become and why? So, Miss Smokey, I'm going to start off with you. What did you want to be when you grew up and what made you want to?
Honestly, I wanted to be a police officer and I wanted to help victims. But due to being a little person and doing the obstacle courses, it was a challenge. But that was my dream growing up. I always spent time at the station. I had a lot of police officers. Eddie Polkady, rest in peace. He was awesome. Every Valentine's Day, he would bring flowers and chocolates, and he really made it special. Being, a little person, and it was just nice. But that was always a dream because I've been a protector, I guess. Like a
I like that a lot. That's super sweet that he would do that. Bring that to you, make you feel like it's worth it. And that's amazing. Shortcut, how about yourself, my man? What did you want to be when you were going to grow up, and what made you want to be that?
Well, I had two things, actually. I wanted to be either a radio DJ or I wanted to be a ring announcer. And I tried to go to school to do both, no, actually. But I think radio, because when I grew up, I listened to Z93, where they played all the 80s music and everything, and I was just like, that's what I want to do. And then when I heard like people like Howard Stern and some of the radio personalities and stuff like that, I'm like, that seems like fun. I think when I went to Connecticut School of Broadcasting.
Mm-hmm.
I think after doing that, I realized that my multitasking skills weren't exactly the best. Yeah, and I started. One of my friends was going to doing the practice thing, and he was a mobile DJ, and I started doing mobile DJing with him, and found out that I like that better. So,
right on, man. I'm happy that you found your place and whatnot. Smokey, when you were trying to get into the police force and whatnot, did you ever get a chance to try dispatch or anything of that nature that wouldn't require you out on the field?
No, they offered it to me, the position, but I couldn't because I couldn't help the person. It takes a special person to be a dispatcher. I don't care what anybody says. You have a child in a 911 emergency, mother's freaking, you just feel like you feel. And I wouldn't be able to type like, oh my God, somebody like broke into somebody's house, or there's a robber. My anxiety couldn't. I'm more of seeing the action to going kind of thing. Because when you hear it, your vision is something that might not even be into play, but using your imagination to what you're thinking it is, which makes it different than head on seeing it, like the rush of head on going and helping or anything like that. I think that's where the drive that I had to help.
Absolutely.
People.
That takes a very strong
the
heart.
elderly. I love cops that help the elderly across the street and stuff like that, or anybody, not just police officers, but
Right.
just,
But I get that. I
Did
mean,
you-
I had asked you because of dispatch and because of the police officer thing, and things of that nature. Real quick on myself, what I wanted to be when I grew up was originally a wrestler. I watched the 1980s and 1990s wrestling. And, you had the WWF era with Hulk Hogan and Ultimate Warrior and my favorite of all, Rowdy Roddy Piper.
Yeah.
And then you went into the Attitude Era with Stone Cold and The Rock and Rikishi and all of them. I mean, growing up in that time of wrestling, I absolutely loved it. And I wound up going from that to, if you saw Thursday's episode with, LBOC Unplugged with Lil Miss Smokey, I was interviewed. Just to go over it real quick, I went from wanting to be a wrestler into Bible school and to Bible college to be a preacher out to being a wrestler. So I became what I wanted to as a kid, but in a very, 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 very long route. So before we go to commercial, give me a second here. I want to make sure I'm not missing any of my notes because, I got to be promoting myself as well. I got my own card show going on. So I believe that's what I want to promote next. So if you guys watch this commercial, this is for myself. It is a new thing. Yeah, follow that link there. Thank you for posting that up. And then the commercial is going to show you everything that we have up for grabs. So we will be right back in just a moment. Stay tuned.
Attention all card collectors and traders. Introducing the Uncommon Card Shop. Looking for that rare card? That unique collector card? The one that you can't find? The one that is almost impossible? Your search is finally over. You found us. Now what are you waiting for? Follow the link and discover why we are every collector's best friend. We'll see you soon.
Welcome back, everybody. Thank you for sticking around. Well, guess what? We had a great roundtable talk talking about what we wanted to do when we grew up. We never grew up. But you know what time it is? It's time to kick these two off the stage and listen to your main man, because it is time for Shell Yeah Sports, y'all. Let's do it. Hit my intro music. I gotta get hyped. What? No video for Turtle? Oh, come on. Are you kidding? That man, they playing with me. He said, but I pout. All right. I am Turtle, your host of Shell Yeah Sports, with the host of the most. You know it. You love me. You want to be me, but you can't be right next to me. That's all right. Anyhow, what a week in football. Oh my gosh, did we have a great week. Starting on Thursday night all the way up until last night. Tonight, my boys play. And if you don't know who my boys are, you better get with it, because they right there. Die-hard Buccaneer since day one in 76. Not this Tampa Bay Tom Brady bandwagon nonsense. You understand? So what I'm going to talk about, I zeroed out two games that I want to talk about. And they were by far so incredible that I was on the edge of my seat. At first, one of the games I just planned on stop watching because it was a complete blowout. And then it blew my mind. Thursday night, Pittsburgh Steelers are visiting the Cincinnati Bengals. The entire game, the Steelers are leading the way. Aaron Rodgers is leading them down the field, having an amazing game. There's a few, flip-flop mess-ups here and there, but not too bad of a game. Great first half. They go into the first half leading it. and come out of the first half. You know, Joe Schmo is not there. Joe Flacco. Oh my gosh. Where did you come from? Where have you been? The Browns didn't see you there. They said, sorry, Joe. The Texans didn't see you there. They said, sorry, Joe. Hell, who else who am I missing? There's another team that didn't see you there, and they said, sorry, Joe. You show up in Cincinnati, and you're like, oh, I'm a striped tiger Bengal. Let me go ahead and eat this meat. Bam, bam, bam. Boy, he couldn't miss. The man was on fire. He was insane. Jamar Chase, over almost 200 yards. Insanity. Oh, my goodness. So, Jamar Chase, Joe Flacco, big time hand in hand, made it an amazing game, came back to win 33-31 at home. Very close game. The second close game. Let's go to yesterday afternoon. We have the New York Giants versus the Denver Broncos. Harry, I love you. I'm sorry. I'm going to talk about your Giants, okay? The Giants had this game in the bag, ladies and gentlemen. I almost stopped watching this game because of it. They were leading 21-0 at halftime. The Giants is one of the worst teams in the NFL today. Right now, they are horrible. The Denver Broncos are on top, and they were being beaten by the Giants, not in New York, but at home at Mile High Stadium. I don't know if any of y'all have ever been to Denver. If you've never been to Denver and you live below that mountain line, it is very hard to breathe. There's a reason that you always see NFL players up there with the asthma masks and oxygen masks during those games, because it is that hard to breathe. I don't know what got into the Broncos in the second half. But boy, let me tell you, they came blazing out them gates faster than a horse on the racetrack, like they had something to prove or their mama was about to beat them for not winning the game. I mean, goodness gracious, you could not stop them. I don't know what the Giants did to tick them off other than to score 21 points on them at home. But the Broncos came back and put a whooping on the Giants. 26 straight points was scored by the Broncos before the Giants even could score another touchdown. So by the time it was 26-21, the Broncos had their very first lead of the game in the fourth quarter. They ended the game winning by 1 point. The Broncos took the game home, won it 33-32 against the New York Giants. It was an amazing, not blowout, but humongous comeback. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for sticking around for sports. We're getting into NBA next week, y'all, because it starts on somebody's birthday tomorrow. We're going to mention whose birthday it is tomorrow, because we got a birthday today, a birthday tomorrow, and NBA. Stick around. We're going to be right back with Starkey's Positive Vibes. See you in just a moment.
Hey, my cappuccinos. How are you? It's Little Miss Smokey. I need you to do me a favor. Please share this TikTok LBOC Unplugged. But we need 1,000 followers. Please, let's get Smokey to 1,000 so we can go on air. But the idea is to continue the conversation. So, Thursdays, 7 p.m. Eastern Time, 6 p.m. Central Time. You do not want to miss LBOC Unplugged with Smokey.
Welcome back, everybody.
That's all.
Hey. So, before we went to break, we got to talk about what we wanted to be as a kid. We got to listen to some sports. And now, I'm looking for one of our favorite people of our time, because he likes to pop in, he likes to show up, and he likes to give us the best word of the day with just a
It's time for Sparky Positive Vibes.
Hey, what's up? It's your old pal Starkey, here with another round of Positive Vibes. The show that proves that no matter how tall the problem is, there's always a shortcut to happiness. And speaking of shortcuts, did you say shortcut? I want to talk about you, buddy. October is Dwarfism Awareness Month, baby. A whole entire month dedicated to celebrating our tiny legends, the short kings and queens who remind the world that greatness doesn't come with a height requirement. Now listen, I'm not saying us short people have superpowers, but let's be real. Every time one of us goes to a concert, we end up on someone's shoulders. That's basically flight. You ever notice how people say, big things come in small packages? Yeah, that's not just for jewelry or cupcakes, folks. That's for people, too. We're talking about folks who pack more personality per inch than most people do in a mile. But in all seriousness, Dwarfism Awareness Month is about understanding, respect, and not making assumptions. Dwarfism isn't about limitations. It's about one of the millions of ways humans come in different shapes and sizes. People with dwarfism, or little people as many prefer, are out here wrestling, acting, teaching, running businesses, raising families, basically doing everything the rest of the world does. Just sometimes needing a step stool to reach the top shelf. You know, I was at the grocery store the other day. For y'all that don't know, I'm, as I say, vertically challenged. I'm about 4'9". I asked for help getting a cereal box off the top shelf. Yes, it was Lucky Charms. Leave me alone. The tall dude next to me handed it down, and I said, thanks, man. Teamwork makes the dream work. Then when I mentioned the beat, he adds, hey, you're welcome. Now hand me the marshmallows. Those are my post-victory snack. The whole aisle cracked up. And that right there, my friends, is the positive vibe spirit. No shame, no pity, just confidence, humor, and heart. Dwarfism affects around 1 in 25,000 people, but the lessons it teaches everyone, it's about self-acceptance. It's not about measuring your worth in inches, but in kindness, laughter, and the light you bring to others. And if you ever meet someone with dwarfism, don't stare, just care. Treat them like anyone else. Because at the end of the day, inclusion isn't about looking down or looking up. It's about looking eye to eye, human to human, and it's about being honest. The people who truly stand tall in life aren't the ones reaching to the top shelf. Although they're very much appreciated, they're the ones who lift others up with them. Hey, if you're a short person, I salute you. Because while the rest of humanity is bumping their heads on low ceilings, we're out here living stress-free. No head injuries, duck here signs. We're like VIPs of safe navigation. And don't even get me started on amusement park rides. We're the real thrill seekers. We just face the ride operator like, sir, I'm 48 inches tall, of pure courage. Let me on this roller coaster. You bring the humor, the heart, and a reminder to everyone that being different isn't a disadvantage. It's a design feature. So this Dwarfism Awareness Month, let's celebrate all differences. Because that's what makes the world interesting. Let's stop measuring people by inches and start measuring by impact. As they say, you don't have to be tall to stand tall. So keep your head high, your spirits higher, and your humor sky high. Because no matter your size, you've got giant potential inside of you. And remember, life's too short to be in anything but positive. And that's been Starkey's Positive Vibes. Spreading love, laughter, and light, one good storytelling at a time. Keep shining, my friends. I gotta go. I'm out.
I absolutely love your brother, cousin, whatever he is to you, because that man is amazing. He brings out the most positive vibes that we could ever need for a Monday morning to get us through the week.
Oh, yeah.
It's Dwarfism Awareness Month. It is Breast Care Awareness Month. Ladies, you are survivors, and we applaud you. We love you, and we don't understand your struggle as men, but we appreciate you for what you do.
Yeah.
It is also, this is the main topic, y'all, for today. It is also Domestic Violence Awareness Month. Today, we have a guest with us. She is going to explain to us, because of first-hand interaction, on what she has to deal with and how the best scenario is to take it away. Ladies and gentlemen, everybody welcome in Corporal Jay Williams. How are you,
Hello.
Miss Williams?
Good
morning.
morning.
Good morning.
Thank
I'm
you
good.
so much.
You're
Thank you so
welcome.
much for taking the time out of your morning for just getting off of work and still staying awake to,
I didn't do it.
enlighten
I didn't do
everybody
it.
on the domestic violence
I
case.
promise. I was with POD. He did it.
Oh, then you're guilty by association.
Ignore my two rugrats over here as I'm trying to bring, some commodity into here. But this is ridiculous. So, Miss Williams, I have a question for you.
Yes.
What is your position held and where are you located at?
So I'm a police corporal. I'm located in Columbia, South Carolina. I work at Lexington Medical Center.
Okay. Right on. What caused you to get into the police force?
I think growing up, that's something I always wanted to do. I always had that need to make everyone feel comfortable, feel safe. And I just wanted to be a part of that community that promote that and do that. This is something I always wanted to do growing up.
What was your support group like? Who was anybody in your corner with it, or did you have to, fight people's opinions on that, or?
Like coming into law enforcement.
Did you have like a family that supported you, that had your back on it, or were they like, oh, you can't do that, or?
They were definitely not on my side when I got into law enforcement. Most of my family is military, so they were very pro going to military. But they were not too happy about me going into law enforcement. Of course, about safety. Am I gonna see my daughter, my granddaughter, my sister come home? So that was just really the main thing.
That's every police officer's hope is to.
Well, thank you for stepping outside the box and doing something that you love.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Definitely.
Miss Smokey, what do you got for Miss Williams here?
So, as a female, I know some friends that have been through that relationship.
Mm.
And what's your advice for females? And not just females, males too.
Mm-hmm.
You get it. And it's not talked about because males have to be strong and blah, blah, blah. And at that point, they feel weak. And I've seen some girls slapping some guys for no reason. Like, not even slapping, punching.
Yeah.
Like, you only punch people in defense.
Yeah.
So what would you tell somebody who is in that? Because they always say, I'm sorry, I'll do better, I'll get better. And then you're back at their doorstep.
Yeah. The first thing I always tell a victim, because I am a victim advocate, if I didn't say that, I'm a police officer and I just started getting into that victim advocate field. I will always tell my victim, your safety comes first. And let them know if you're in any immediate danger, get to a safe place, call 911. And if you're scared or unsure, we as law enforcement just want the victim, and like with the victim advocate, to let them know that help is here, we're here, and not to judge. Because domestic violence comes in, we don't discriminate. It can happen to anyone, men, women, but we just want them to let them know that it's awareness and it is support out there, and to get that. Because I would say you will get calls over and over about the same thing with the same people, but we can't judge, right? Because we can't say if we were in your shoes, we would do this, we would do that, because everyone's different.
And we're not in their shoes.
Yeah.
But do they get better? Can they change?
The hard question. Every situation is different.
It is hard because
Yeah.
You love that person and you want that person to get better.
Yeah.
But how much can one person take? How many bruises can you hide? How many stories can you cover?
And
When is enough's enough? And you are strong enough. People think that they can't live without that partner, but you can. And the thing I feel, my thought is when you're in it, you feel like you can't get out.
Yes.
That brings me to a great question. When you feel like you can't get out, when the victim says that he's going to find me or she's going to find me, I don't feel safe regardless. How do you comfort somebody like that? I mean, what is the best way to tell them, hey, you're okay. He or she or they or put away now. You've got nothing to worry about. But that trauma that it's caused from the domestic abuse, what is the most delicate way to situate that and handle it? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, beforehand, I make sure I remind myself that leaving an abusive relationship is a process, because it's not just physical, it's emotional, financial, and psychological. And I let them know what's more importantly is that we continue to show up. We stay consistent, professional, and compassionate. Even if it's the fifth call, we treat it like it's the first one. We treat it like our first time coming in contact, letting them know that the support is there. We let them know that the resources we have for them, if they say they'll find me, I'm scared, they control the household, they control finance, we let them know that they can have a life without them. And we show them, and we just keep showing up and keep giving them that support and they have to feel that confidence enough to say, okay, I can leave.
What happens if you go to a call and she says to the officer, I have no place to go. I'm scared. He's been drinking too much. What do you guys do? Is this like Nation? Are you able to say there's a place? Is there a phone call? Are you guys connected with up here where I live? We have the Abby's house for battered women. And so we have a place where we could connect them. Is that such a thing? And now anybody could go to the police officer station and say, I need help. And you would direct them?
Yeah. That is such a thing. There are domestic violence shelters for it. If it's a wife and her kids, they are available, and it's very secret. Not all officers don't even know about them, because you never know, the guy could come up and just act like they're a brother or anything. So that's why officers don't know. The only people that would know about that address is that victim and the staff working that shelter. So we would just let them know that it is a safe place. And only reason I would know it is because I'm taking you there to let you know that you're safe. But it is such thing. Yes. It's very secret.
I apologize. Shortcut. What do you have for Miss Williams for us? Next question.
Well, I already asked a big question that I wanted to know. It was like how your support group was, but who did you look up to the most, like out of all your family, that gave you the inspiration to step out and be who you wanted to be? Maybe it's not a family member. Maybe it's just, someone you looked up to.
Honestly, since we're on the topic of domestic violence, I would say my mom. Growing up, she was in a very bad domestic violence relationship, and she was able to overcome and become the lady she is today, the woman she is today.
Bless her.
And I would say, yeah, she was the one to make me step out of that. And I would, I wanted to go into the military. I had things set up to go into the military, but I found myself seeing I can make a difference somewhere else.
Oh yeah.
You could.
So
You felt that's where your calling was directed.
yeah.
That's
All
awesome.
right, so I've got one more question for you before we go to commercial, and then I'm going to ask you a question and go to commercial.
Okay.
So the question before commercial, this one's going to be a little deep. I just lost. There we go. I'm sorry. What is the most dangerous call that you've ever had to respond to that you're allowed to share with us? And how were you able to resolve it?
She's like, there's too many of them.
Most dangerous.
Most domestic violence is dangerous for officers and the victims because I'm not a police officer, but most stories I see, there's been alcohol involved.
Or drugs.
That's okay. We'll come back to it. Hey, no big deal. How about this?
I don't know if I can.
Would you say that the majority of the causes of domestic violence that you've personally had to go to have been initiated by men or by women?
I would say most of them are initiated by the man. That's just what I've seen the most, and that's not, like I said, it's not.
No. This is personal experience. I'm asking just because we don't know. I mean, as the citizens, we have no idea.
Yeah.
I know that I would get it back in with my ex-wife. We got into arguments. We never hit one another. I would never let it go that far, but I could see who would initiate the argument, and that's what I'm saying. Where would the initiation generally come from? Is it because of the man's temper? Is it because the woman's had enough? I mean, there's just a lot. It's a deep question. I get that.
Yeah,
But I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
So the question I'm going to ask you before we go to commercial, this is going to be fun. I want you to think about this and then give me the best answer that you can. What is the most bizarre situation you have ever walked in on? Funniest that you could not do anything but hold back your chuckle because it was so ridiculous. And ladies and gentlemen, we will be right back. Stick around. We're coming back.
Every Monday, every day, a little bit of coffee. Micro Brothers United, man, they get together and they do the talk show host, man.
Little bit of coffee.
Introducing Lil Bit of Coffee, the world's only all-little person podcast. Join the Lil Brew crew as we spill all the beans on last week's wild adventures. We invite our outrageous guests and dive into everything from mainstream madness to the wacky, crazy, wild sports. This is not your daddy's fight club. It is the 5-Foot Fantasy Club, and every mama is invited. Yeah. Tune in and vibe with the world's smallest crew as we talk big laughs, bold nonsense, and early morning energy. All powered by one strong brew. Little Bit of Coffee podcast, Mondays at 7 a.m. Eastern, 6 a.m. Central. YouTube.com/@Micro Brothers United. Again, YouTube.com/@Micro Brothers United.
So grab your Joe and let's go.
I got my Joe. Welcome
I
back,
love
y'all.
that. Grab your Joe. Let's go.
Grab your Joe
Welcome
and let's
back to a
go.
little bit of coffee. If you are just joining us, we have Corporal Jessica Williams with us. We are talking about domestic violence awareness, and she has been giving us some great insight. Before I went to commercial, before we left for commercial to promote what we do, I asked Miss Williams a wonderful question. I said, what is the most bizarre, absolutely hysterical, crazy nonsense of a case that you walked in on and had to do your best not to belly laugh?
This show.
Shut up. This is not a case.
You interrupted me with my sandwich for this. Oh, jeez, guys. What's wrong with this world? I know you guys go through that all the time. I hear it.
Go through a lot in the setting that I'm in when I go to work. It's a lot.
We're still here. Don't worry. We're just giving you your time. I mean, this is spotlight on you, hun. Everything is great.
Well,
But
the
yeah,
spotlight
what is the
sometimes gets you
funniest thing
nervous
that you've
because you're
ever-
like,
What's the funniest thing you've ever had to deal with?
The funniest thing, I would say we had this very, very overly drunk lady. I don't know if she knew that she urinated and feces all over herself, because she was so drunk, but it was happening over and over and over again. And I had to be the one to pat her down and
Oh man.
because
So-
she was the female and you are the female officer.
there we go.
Makes total sense.
It's better if you do it. It's female to female. No, it's not better if I do it. I think you should do it.
I said, I don't want to. You don't understand.
Very bad. It's running down her leg. I have to
So-
pat your leg down.
I feel
Was
bad
she
for that
walking-
lady. I mean,
Was she walking down the street? Like, how did you interact with the situation?
So I'm in that campus environment. She was
Oh,
brought
okay.
in because she was overly intoxicated. And I'm a female.
College.
She's a female. Yeah, they suggest me. We rather you do it. So
Did you have to take her in?
oh, sorry, say it again.
Did you have to take her to the station or did she go to the hospital?
Hospital.
Hospital.
Yeah, she didn't have
Thankfully, she
to
was
get.
alive.
So she was in no cruiser. She was on the stretcher going to the ambulance. Peace out.
Yeah,
That
Yeah.
stench.
yeah, it's very bad.
So college kids don't drink too much because
No.
It wasn't even a college kid. It was a grown adult, very older in age, very
Yeah.
older,
Oh.
very older.
Well, when you're older, everything's sad, so you lose control.
That's exactly what. Maybe that's what happened. Maybe that's.
Well,
What
I've
So if
I've
you're old,
noticed
don't drink.
one thing I have noticed growing up. I used to hang out with a bunch of the party crowd, and out of all the bad stuff that I was surrounded by, alcohol seemed to be the worst. I mean, that made people act out the most. I mean, most of the stuff that's out there, that, like people, they would be by themselves or alone, but it's like seems like the alcohol, which seems to be it's legal, is causing the most trouble.
yeah, it's true. It's always alcohol involved or drugs.
So,
Yeah.
when you were growing up, we didn't get to ask you this. At the beginning of the show, we were talking about what we all wanted to be when we grow up. Hence, no pun intended. What did you want to be when you were going to grow up as a kid? Was it a police officer or was it something different? Did you have other dreams and aspirations?
No, it was always a police officer and investigator. It was always in that field of law enforcement.
Because her family was in army.
Yeah, it's either
in your
military
blood.
police. Yep, either military police or a regular law enforcement officer working with citizens. It was always that.
I respect that. I like that a lot.
Yeah.
Did you consistently work? I mean, obviously, yeah, but like in school and everything, you were always thinking of that,
I
like
took
getting into it and what the next step would be, and right on.
Yep.
I love that. I mean, it's a tough job for a police officer, I would imagine, because
Oh, yeah.
everything that you guys have to see on the daily, not once, not twice, but a dozen times. That takes a strong heart on
yes,
top of a strong will and a strong gut.
yes, and you have,
And I
Yeah,
give you
and
full on respect.
you have to leave work at work and not bring it home, or it can consume your life, and you have to know how to separate the two.
Yeah.
So,
Absolutely.
I'm sure you get, I mean, desensitized to it. I mean, it's hard to be compassionate after you've dealt with people over and over and over and over again. I mean, people don't understand that you're not, like you were saying earlier, you're not the only person. I mean, they're not the only person you've dealt with the other that day, but you have to treat them like they were the first.
Mhm.
So
Does
I
the
can-
law? Oh, sorry, shortcut.
no, I'm done. Sorry.
Does the laws frustrate you when you put in the same person behind bars and they keep releasing him?
Yes.
That was a quick yes. We all felt that yes. She said yes.
Yes.
Or I was like, oh, yes, ma'am. I will get, what you need me to do. I am minding my P's and Q's and I got you.
Yep. And you
question for you.
Yes.
Are you trying to become the chief? Like not take over your chief's job, but is that your potential?
I think everybody's trying to reach the top, man. Everybody's trying to be the top dog.
I will keep going and go as high as it will take me. Right now I don't see myself as a chief, but wherever it takes me in my life, I'll take it.
Yeah.
She's young, so she's going with the flow.
Yeah.
Whatever it is.
Yeah. You look
you
like
can badmouth the supervisor. We won't tell him or her what you said. It's all good. We just keep it right here in the little circle.
Look, they're already watching me. They're watching me
right now. They're already watching me. I love you, girl. That's what's up. Hi, guys. We're only teasing. I swear.
Thank you guys for letting us use her.
Yeah, seriously. Thank you for letting us chat with your girl here. I mean, she's doing amazing. We love having her on the show, and she's giving us so much insight. Back to what we're discussing at hand with domestic violence awareness. I have a big question for you. How do you think that the majority of these calls could be avoided?
Leave him or her.
That, but it's easier said than done. It could be stopped with constant awareness, support, and compassion. Yeah. We just have to keep showing them that we are here as a victim advocate. I'm talking as a victim advocate. We are here to help you, support you, and to get you where you need to be, you and your family. We know that it can be hard, and even though you might go back over and over and over and over again, we're gonna still be here whenever you're ready.
You can live a better life. And when you're in that victim, you feel ugly, you feel unwanted. They make you feel this low because they have control of you. And once they got control of you, it's over. So try to be strong, and you are strong. I've seen women's face fractured, eyes not opening. I love Law and Order because of the crime. So it's sad. It's out there. People are like, oh, it's just a show. No, it's out there. It's not talked about, but it's out there. And I wanted to bring it to the nation's attention that it's okay to be scared. There is help. There's organizations. You're not alone.
Mm-hmm.
If you're in South Carolina, visit. She'll be more than happy to assist you. If there's an email that you can leave us for anybody that saw this, maybe wants to chat with you. I know sometimes on the computer or messaging, they feel safer because you can't see them. And I know that I'm able to get offices in my area, but I like to go the nation just because everybody deals with something. So if you can help a victim, and if we as Little Bit of Coffee can share the awareness that you're not alone and there's help.
Well, I know you were talking. I know you're talking about Law and Order. One thing that I have seen personally in my life is that it's not always the women that are the victim. I know there's a lot of women out there that get abused by men, but I have seen some guys in some pretty crazy relationships where they were afraid to speak out. And the guys, it's not so much a fear thing. I guess it's maybe an ego thing. They're afraid to come out and tell anybody that they're afraid to come out of.
I don't think it's an ego thing. I think it's more of embarrassment because men are strong.
Well,
they feel like
ego that he's talking about. It's pride.
Yep.
Pride.
Yep.
We don't want to feel diminished and look like we're wimps.
Yeah.
Basically, I mean, to put it flat,
It is.
Point blank, that's how a guy feels.
Yep.
We don't want to look like we're diminished and wimps because we're getting beaten by a woman. Realistically talk, hey, I might be short. I ain't scared of nobody, but I'm going to go in there and I'm going to do my best, no matter if you man or woman,
Yeah.
because I got to protect myself at some point, and I get that. Men out there, women out there, both of you, 50-50 alike. I'm not biased either way.
Yep.
Y'all need to take control because it may be hard, but you need to rise up like, you know,
Yep.
I mean, Jonah and the whale. Jonah was 100 times tinier than that whale, and he still slaughtered the thing.
Oh yeah.
So come on, you guys can do this. We all have to stick together and always,
Yeah.
always make sure you have a support team behind you that you can
Yes.
fall back on.
And if you don't, there's stuff out there that'll help you fall back. I know there's a lot of victims that don't have families or friends to say, you're coming with me, you're living with me, let him or them come to our house.
Yeah.
Some people don't have that, and that's why they feel like they're alone and he has control. Once they have control, it's over. They're going to control the whole situation.
Yeah.
But
Go ahead.
one more thing. How dangerous is it for officers to show up at the front door towards domestic violence?
Yeah. Domestic violence calls are very dangerous because usually, most of the time with those calls, that partner has some type of weapon. And it could either go bad or good. So those are very high anxiety calls. So
Do you guys
they
do
call and call.
special training for those calls? Because obviously you're not going to go in like a 911 call. You're going to go in with caution. Do they train officers?
Yes, they do. When you go through the academy, they definitely train you on domestic violence calls and how you should separate the two victims or whoever it is by sight and sound, where that victim do not get scared because they can see their abuser right next to them. They should be teaching them in departments too, so it can stay fresh, so the officers don't get complacent. But definitely, yes, they do teach.
One last question, and we'll go to commercial break after this question because I'd like to come back on screen and end the show with you on this. This question is going to be, you know, for all of our younger generations out there. What would be your best advice for the younger generation out there? Not just on domestic violence, but period. Growing up in life, what would be your advice or your mentorship for them? Ladies and gentlemen, this is Corporal Jessica Wilson, or Williams. I'm so sorry, Jessica Williams. My goodness, it is early in the morning. We're going to go to our last commercial break. Stick around. When we come back, she will answer that question, and we're going to close out the show and have our encore.
Hey man, it's time to wake up, man. Get your butt out of bed, bro.
What time is it?
It's time to go hang out with the brew crew.
I mean, what time is it?
7 a.m., man. 7 a.m.
Oh, man.
It's time for a little bit of coffee, man.
I'm going back to bed.
Come on, get up. Come on. Come on. Every Monday morning, a little bit of coffee, the world's only little person podcast. Join the Little Brew Crew as they spill the beans on last week's wild adventure, invite outrageous guests, and dive into everything from mainstream madness to wacky sports. This ain't your daddy's fight club. It's the 5 Foot and Under Fantasy Club. And every mama's invited. Tune in and vibe with the world's smallest crew as we talk big laughs, bold nonsense, and early morning energy. All powered by one strong...
Thank you for watching. Little Bit of Coffee.